Welcome back to the channel. I hope you had a wonderful day. I had a great day. Today is Wednesday and I'm home now walking my dog. Just ate some sour gushers that were on sale from Winco. $1.50 for a 6-pack. That's like half off. That's a good night so far in my book. But I just wanted to come online and just give a quick little story time about one of the things that happened today. I was talking to a lady. She's got a property in a small town and she's owned it for around 6 years now. She bought it in 2020, end of 2020. And she had it rented to the local of the small town police chief slash fire chief. I guess it was a 2-in-1. And he had lived there for almost 5 years. She gave him a smoking deal. It was $650 a month for this whole house. And I guess it was an investment property. She is retirement age. She's looking to retire, get rid of this property. But long story short, lease ended. He did not renew. He went to move out. And when she came to check out the property, he's pretty much just wrecked it. Not entirely, but in just peculiar ways. She mentioned to me that in the kitchen there's just a hole in the floor down to the crawl space, and there are similar holes in the bedrooms, which doesn't make any sense to me. If any of you guys know why maybe somebody would put a hole through the floor into the crawl space, I don't know. She says it appears they tried to repaint part of the house, so it looks all crazy, different colors. You know, if you look at the property up on Zillow, it's worth over 100 grand. 100 and some change. Nothing crazy. It's a small town, small house. But she told me she was looking to get $50,000. And when I look the property up, I see that that's what she purchased it for in 2020. Just kind of a sad situation. The lady's had the house for 5 years. Had to stop. My dog got off his collar. She's had the house for 5 years, replaced the roof, done all sorts of stuff, and at the end of the day, she's going to end up losing money on this thing. She wants to get as much as she put in out, the 50K, but we all know just with inflation alone after 5 years, the buying power on that's way lower. But she's done certain repairs to it. I mean, this is just going to be a loss on the Rolodex for her. She told me she just wants to retire, get on a cruise ship, go on an adventure. So I'm going to offer her the 50 grand. It's really top of what we can offer. Hopefully she takes it. We get her out of the deal. It works out as a win-win. But I just really wanted to highlight, not every house just goes up in value. It really is a supply and demand. And with certain tenants, there's things you can do. Check in on them more often than once every 5 years like this lady did. But tenants don't oftentimes care about the property, certainly not as much as if they owned it. And you gotta be smart. Buy something in an area that has the population increasing. You know, there's certain benefits. It's not like she's walking away with nothing. She will get her $50,000. It's better than some cars and whatnot. But she's real sad. You know, hard not to be upset. In theory, it's worth back, you know, over 100 grand if fixed up and repaired. The thing about the real estate game you got to realize is there are lots of fees involved. You sell a house for $100,000, 6% realtor fees, 4% closing costs. You might walk away with 90 if everything goes well. So you pretty much got to take 10% off the top of a retail price. I know you're going to walk away with 90% of what it sells for. If you don't have to lower it, you get a buyer. But, you know, with every house, in order to sell it, you've got to be able to buy it, or somebody's got to buy it. So there's marketing costs and all sorts of things. It's just interesting. You buy a house, you don't necessarily think about, well, if it goes down in condition or, you know, kind of goes sideways, you think you can just sell it. But I see in a lot of cases, I mean, sure, she can sell it. We're gonna give her 50 grand. But, you know, I'm sure she would want more. I mean, she told me she knows it's worth 50 grand, so she knows what's going on, but would have been great to get 100 grand. That's a whole lot more cruise ships for her. But anywho, we're down in the drainage ditch, me and the dog. And usually when we're down here, I can take him off. And he knows. Now he goes on a little bit more of an adventure. He'll get to poop on the cement. But I know he's having a good day, good evening. I'm having a good evening. I hope you are having a good evening. If you have any idea why somebody would have busted holes in the floor, you know, feel free to let me know. I was thinking maybe somebody tried to break in. I don't know. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. But that's what we're dealing with. That's the real world. That's a actual example. Oh. Just wanted to give you the poop shot. Well, have a great rest of your day.